I am Scented Fawn, a traveler of the fragrance space-time. This is a video dedicated to a category of perfumes we tend to call nude perfumes, which I am very fond of lately. But what is a nude fragrance? Of course, there is no exact definition of the word when it concerns fragrances, and it is subject to a lot of interpretation and subjectivity. As I have come to understand, the nude aesthetic in the world of cosmetics and fashion is the one inspired by bare skin. It is the aesthetic that has colors and nuances resembling that of the skin. So textures like cashmere, like soft milky woods, sandalwood and leather. These fragrances usually have a neutral feel. They are not loud or overpowering. They embrace you like a second skin, but they are very present, they are sensual, and they smell nice. But I have to clarify that this is not a video about soapy, out of the shower, fresh fragrances, which I consider a different type of fragrance. So enter this path of softness and sensuality, and of course, enjoy. Cashmeran, also known as the polite molecule, creates an accord with a soft and warm, woody and musky amber scent, which is notorious for its intimacy and sensuality. A masterfully created fragrance which revolves around this molecule is Angel Dust by the house Fugazi. This is a wonderful fragrance that envelops you like a white amber braided veil, which leaves your skin smelling so natural and discreetly sensual. The color of the bottle and the name are very consistent because they suggest a certain texture that is very accurate when you experience this fragrance on your skin. A transparent, ethereal, sensual mineral dust that is so intangible and immaterial. So I could not imagine a better name than Angel Dust for it. The discreet bergamot nuances this fragrance has give it a starlight-like undefined vibrancy. The official website mentions white amber crystals, and while I do not know of this note, I sense in here a very beautiful salty ambery feel, which definitely gets somehow decoded olfactively with a description from the official website. White amber crystal is one of those fragrances that, like a chameleon, highlights every person's unique skin complexity. This fragrance, I have gotten many compliments. It has a really good projection. I have had people asking me what fragrance I'm wearing, writing down the name to acquire this for themselves or someone they love. Angel Dust by Fugazi. My first Narciso Rodriguez nude fragrance, which has become a staple in my collection and has been a favorite since last year, is Musc Noir for her. I'm definitely getting another bottle after this finishes because I just love it. This fragrance is so mysteriously attractive to me. I can't explain what it is that draws me so much in. My first impression is that of a soft textured but still dark and a bit bitter, fruity leather sensation. But underneath this feel, a musky skin-like cleanliness which offers a very interesting luminous olfactive layer to the dark suede facet. It has that dark, sleek leather attitude which gets accentuated by a juicy dark plum. But at the same time, it feels so clean and immaculate. It's very unique and it feels somehow austere to me. Leather fragrances give me sometimes austere vibes, but at the same time, it offers to the wearer a clean skin-like neutrality and a well put together trait. I wear this fragrance very easily without overthinking it. Always get comments on how good I smell when I have it on. Such a beautiful fragrance, and it also has again this indefinable nature which I think is very descriptive of nude fragrances in general. So this was Musc Noir for her by Narciso Rodriguez. My new acquisition is another nude Narciso Rodriguez, and this is no other than Musc Nude for her. Let me just say that the base of this fragrance is again a soft textured powdery, skin-like musk cleanliness, as I mentioned for the fragrance before. But this time there is a lot more creaminess, a lot more warmth and sweetness on top. Again, you can't describe this as having specific notes. You could not say that this is a vanilla fragrance or a powdery fragrance or a floral fragrance. It has this indistinct trait that I enjoy in fragrances very much. I get a creamy, floral, powdery aesthesis, a musky sweetness, and a tonka bean warmth underneath that drowns up the various olfactory nuances of this fragrance. Some affinity to Musc Noir for her underneath this ethereal, powdery creaminess. I can sense a tad of suede bitterness, although it is not mentioned in this fragrance. My guess is that this must be the musk DNA of Narciso Rodriguez. I'm not sure about that though. The color of the bottle is very descriptive of the scent. This fragrance definitely belongs in this new fragrance list. It feels warm beige. It has a pastel pink blush sensation. Although I have this just a few days, I have already gotten compliments while having this on. The longevity is quite good on my skin. I get around 6 hours and then I reapply a small amount to boost it. We proceed to a not so known perfume house, which is definitely not part of the hype madness of our days. Do not get me wrong, I can see reason sometimes in hype as well, which makes it a true niche house. Mad Hélène, based in France.
From their official website, by using seasonal ingredients and respecting the cycles of nature, Mad Hélène rekindles the apothecary tradition, the quintessence of artisanal perfumery, to produce its fragrances by hand. We place great importance on objects that are entirely crafted from rolled steel by our artisans using ancestral know-how without resorting to any industrial techniques. Each perfume comes within a handmade black steel box, nestled safely in a black paper box, in a black glass bottle, complete with a hot gold signature.
One of the offerings thus is red musk. And I will try to decode the scent I get from this fragrance, although I have to say that it is so minimal and well blended that to decode it is a very difficult task. I love it. It is truly amazing. So what the official website gives us for this fragrance, and you will understand why I say it's difficult to decode it. Vermilions, coals, stars, and red like musk. What is a red like musk? Do you know what a red like musk is? Looking for vermilion, I found out that it is a color family in pigment most often used between antiquity and the 19th century, from the powdered mineral cinnabar, which is a bright scarlet to brick red form of mercury sulfide. So my impression is definitely affected by the house's aesthetic description for this fragrance. What I get is musk that is burnt. But when I say that, do not think of smoke. Imagine a coal getting burnt from the inside. This bright red sparkle you see before the smoke has arisen. This gives it a wonderful, a beautiful earth sensation. It feels like earth-originated chemical compounds. This is what makes this perfume a masterpiece. You get a combination of earth and musk, which is not usual. It's so neutral and vague in the most charming way possible that it's beyond words. You have to try to understand what I'm talking about. Don't expect something extremely characteristic or particular. This perfume is beautiful exactly because of its neutrality. It doesn't feel like something specific. It feels like something elusive, like a chemical compound, an earthy and musky-like sensation. Is Red Musk by Mad Hélène. We proceed to the more central part of nude fragrances, Tumultueux by Liquide Imaginaire. And this is the carafe version. It's beautiful. You see the color of the perfume also suggests a nude aesthetic. The official website mentions that Tumultueux is carnal. It loves the skin and it invites nudity. We tend to associate Carnal with heady florals and really loud fragrances, but this is not the case with Tumultuo. We have another type of Carnal here. This fragrance is inspired by the milk baths of Cleopatra, by the kempt, sleek, nude skin sensation and softness after coming in touch with the beneficial properties of milk. The milk attributes of this fragrance are not offered here by the note of milk, but by the notes of sandalwood and coconut. Imagine a very soft and ethereal and charming, milky, woody sensation combined with the fluffiness of coconut flakes. It is so very discreet, not loud at all, definitely a skin scent that celebrates the intimate, the insinuated sensuality, the delicacy and fragility suggested by the nude aspect of things. So this is beautiful Tumultuo by Liquide Imaginaire, and the application with this aromatic water is, as with all waters, you put a quantity in your hands and you just very gently rub it on your clothes or on your skin, and you create this beautiful ethereal and sensual scent bubble around you. Since we are talking about sensual fragrances, this fragrance here could not be missing from this list. The ultimate sensual, leathery and charmingly elusive blend. Point G by Veronique Gabai, and I think the name says it all. I already have a backup bottle of this because I don't want to be without it. The softest of leather sensations, colored by a captivating rose and a milky, musky and woody base. This is what I get. Point G does not envelop you like a fragrance, but like a second skin. What I also love about this fragrance is that while it has floral accords, these accords do not deprive this scent of its nude, second skin, soft aesthetic. On the contrary, they accentuate a beautifully scented bare skin sensation. It also has a really intriguing cedarwood base, which gives it a very interesting woody milkiness. Also an aromatic character. It's very fluffy and creamy and smooth. Something like a froth on a cafe latte. That's the sensation I get. It's not overpowering, but it's definitely present, very sensual, very sexy and alluring. G-Spot, a climatic perfume. The kiss of rose, the caress of white musks, the soft bite of leather, the intense passion of vanilla, woods and amber. A vertigo for the senses. Point G by Veronique Gabai. Last but not least, we will now proceed to the edible nude fragrance of this list, and this is no other than Milk Musk EDT by Molton Brown. This is a milky, almondy and delicious musk fragrance. The addition of peach and pear give it, at the beginning, a very juicy sensation, but this vibrant, fruity feel soon fades away to reveal one of the creamiest vanillic musk qualities. There is also ambroxan in here, which gives it a very sleek, buttery, warm feel. And it also brings me the image of a cashmere scarf. Its cashmere texture is so charming and beautiful, it almost feels glossy. But at the same time, there's this so delicious edible feel, almost gives it a wafer quality, which differentiates this fragrance from all the other nude fragrances I have talked about today. This fragrance makes me feel very warm and cozy. It's a fragrance that I will wear it actually now. It's the fragrance you wear when you're at your home and you don't want to wear something particular or very characteristic. You just want to smell sweet and nice. It really keeps this second skin nude fragrance aesthetic. The perfect combination of edible and nude. Ending this discussion with a thought. Loud fragrances can have their own space in our lives, but sometimes the attractiveness that derives from more delicate, graceful, silently charming fragrances can have a more intense impact in our senses. I hope you enjoyed this talk about my nude fragrance favorites and hope to see you again in my next video. Until then, I wish you warm, affectionate, and loving days ahead.